Hey guys, Daniel Gillespie here with UponArriving.com, and in this video I'm going to be taking a detailed look at the United Explorer card and showing you just how much value you can get from this card. So first, let's take a look at the sign-up bonus. Now, sign-up bonuses for this card in the past couple of years have ranged from 35,000 miles to 75,000 miles. So this is one of those cards that has a really drastic range and that you really want to focus on applying for at the right time so that you get the best offer. Now, the issue with doing that is that this card is also subject to the Chase 524 rule, which means that if you've opened 5 or more accounts over the past 24 months, you can't get approved for this card. So it sort of puts you in a dilemma of you want to wait for the best offer, but you don't want to wait too long because that means that you can't open other cards. So my advice would be that if you really are interested in the United benefits that I'm going to talk about below, you may just want to go ahead and jump on this card, even if it is kind of a substandard offer, because at least you'll still be able to take advantage of the benefits. And in other cases, if you're not looking at the best offer for this card, but you're not really interested in the United benefits, then maybe you just want to look at a different card altogether. So a card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Sapphire Reserve might be much more up your alley. So how valuable are these bonuses? Well, a lot of people will value United miles at around 1.5 cents per point. Personally, I like to think about what can I do with those miles more than just some arbitrary valuation. So in this case, if you're looking at a 50,000 point offer or so, typically you're going to be able to get a couple of round trip domestic economy tickets out of those, since those are going to be 25,000 miles round trip for most flights. And for business class, you're looking at 50,000 miles for a round trip flight. Now, if you wanted to fly, let's say business class to Europe or Asia or someplace like that, you're going to be looking at ranges around 60,000 to 80,000 miles per one-way trip. So you really want to jump on one of those better offers if you're trying to cover one of those trips, or consider combining your earnings with another card like a Sapphire card. If you're curious about other redemption prices, be sure to check out the link below and you can see the redemption prices to places like Mexico and Japan and some other places. Now let's talk about the bonus earning for this card. So the Explorer card is going to earn 2 miles per dollar spent on restaurants and hotels and 2 miles per dollar spent on United purchases. It'll also earn 1 mile per spent on all other non-bonus categories. These bonus categories are not that bad for a co-branded airline card, but considering the better options that you have with Chase cards, you probably want to put your spend on another card. So United is a transfer partner of Chase Ultimate Rewards at a ratio of 1:1. So this means that you probably are going to want to use other Chase cards for your bonus category earnings in order to maximize your United miles, and I'll show you what I mean. So for example, you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred that earns 2 times the points on dining and travel. And then there's a Sapphire Reserve that earns 3x on dining and travel. So that's going to be even more lucrative. And even when you're talking about everyday spend, you have cards like the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Ink Unlimited, both of which earn 1.5x on everyday purchases. So those are again going to be better options for racking up United miles, since you can just transfer those miles over, and you get the added flexibility of transferring those points over to other airlines or hotels if you desire to do so. Now let's talk about the benefits of this card. So the first benefit is the 2 annual United Club passes. Now these are issued on your account anniversary, so not calendar year. This means that you get them when you open the card, and then 1 year from the date that you open the card, you'll be issued 2 more. Now a day pass is typically going to run you about $59. So the value of these 2 passes is easily over $100, although if you try to resell them online, you're not going to get as much. Now, United Club passes are different from the United Polaris lounges. Those are the premium lounges for business and first class flights, and those are much nicer, whereas the United Club lounges are much more mediocre. In fact, I would put them a step below most other premium business class and first class lounges, and also a step below the Amex Centurion lounges. With that said, United has been remodeling and sort of redoing some of their lounges and upping their game up a little bit, so they're definitely not bad places to go. You're just not going to get the same premium experience that you would get at a lot of other better lounges. If you're curious about where these lounges are located and what kind of amenities they have, be sure to check the link below and you can find out all that information. So the next benefit is the free check bag. Now you'll get a free check bag for yourself and 1 companion on both domestic and international flights. Now this is a big deal because other cards like the Citi Platinum Select only offer a free check bag on domestic flights and not international flights. And while you are limited to only 1 companion with the United card, it's still really nice to have that flexibility for both domestic and international flights. Each checked bag would cost you at least $30 one way, so even with 1 round trip for 2 people, that's $120 worth of savings just from that perk alone, which could easily offset the annual fee. The next benefit is priority boarding, which is going to allow you to board with Group 2. Now this is a nice benefit, but you need to understand how to take advantage of it. So the way that the boarding is set up for United is there is the upper elites and then the bottom elites that board. So in group 1, you're going to have the upper elites like the platinum and gold members, as well as the Star Alliance Gold, and also that's going to be where the business class and first class board. Now in group 2, you're going to have the lower elites like Silver Elite. You're also going to have the Star Alliance Silver members and also the Premier Access folks. And that group 2 is also where all of the other chase cards are lumped. So not just the Explorer card, but also some of the other cards like the Club card or the Presidential card. By the way, if you're really interested in United Club access, you may consider the United Club card because that is a premium card that offers you lounge access to United clubs. The thing about that group 2 boarding is that depending on the route, that group can actually get pretty long. So if you wait until right at the time of departure to line up for boarding, you may be surprised to see how long that line is. So if you really want to try to get at the front of that line, consider arriving there early, maybe 20 to 30 minutes before departure or even earlier, depending on how close to the front that you want to get in that line. So another perk of this card is that your miles do not expire. So this is nice. As long as your account stays open, you don't have to worry about trying to make new purchases or redemptions because your miles will not expire. Another perk is that you get 25% back on purchases made in flight like Wi-Fi, snacks, and beverages. The next perk is a PQD waiver. Now this stands for Premier Qualifying Dollars. And this is important for people who are trying to reach elite status. So the way that United elite status works is that you have to meet a certain amount of miles or segments flown, and in addition to that, you have to meet a certain threshold for spending. The spend requirement varies depending on the tier, so you're looking at either 3,000 for Premier Silver, 6,000 for Gold, 9,000 for Platinum, or 15,000 for Premier 1K. But as long as you spend $25,000 on your Explorer card, you don't have to meet that spend requirement for any of those elite tiers except for Premier 1K. So this is something that you want to think about when it comes to the bonus spending because yes, you'll earn more points with other cards like the Sapphire Preferred or the Freedom Unlimited or whatever card you choose to go with. But if you're trying to get this waiver, maybe you do want to put more spend on your Explorer card. The next benefit is a global entry and TSA pre-check credit. Now, if you don't know, global entry is an amazing program that allows you expedited access back into the US through immigration and customs or through pre-clearance. And also TSA PreCheck is a program that allows you to breeze through security in an expedited line, and you don't have to do things like take out your liquids or electronics or take off your jacket or belt or shoes. So both of these are great products that allow you a more convenient and stress-free airport experience. Now, a lot of cards do offer these credits now, so it's really nothing special, although it is still relatively uncommon for a card with only a $95 annual fee to offer these. I personally recommend you to go with Global Entry because if you get Global Entry, you actually get TSA PreCheck as well. Now, Global Entry does require a more extensive background check, and you do have to do this little interview, but it is worth it in the end because, like I said, you'll get both benefits and it'll be good for 5 years. So if you want to find out more about those programs, be sure to check the link below. So one of the greatest benefits of the Explorer card is increased award inventory, and this works in 2 ways. First, as long as you can find an open seat on a United flight, you can book that at the everyday award level. Now that is a more expensive award level, so you're going to be going through your miles much quicker, but it is a great and convenient way to use your miles if you're trying to book a last-minute flight or in a period of high demand. Something else that's great is you get increased Saver Award inventory. Now these are known as the XN Fare class, and what these are special Saver Awards open to Premier members and to the United cardholders. You can easily find these fares whenever you log into your account and search for flights because it'll actually show you that this fare is only available because you are a Chase card member, and also you can click on the details section and you'll actually see the XN Fare. For some people, having this increased award inventory is reason enough to hold this card because it makes it so much easier to use your miles. The next benefit is Premier upgrades on awards. So these are upgrades for award bookings that are given out to Premier members. So you're going to need to have status with United in order to take advantage of this benefit. So for example, if you have United Silver status and the Explorer card, you might get upgraded to business class on an award ticket. Now these type of upgrades are going to be a little bit rare, but you will stand a better chance of getting them on leisure routes. So for example, if you're flying somewhere like the Caribbean where there's not going to be a lot of business travelers or elite members, you may stand better odds of getting this type of upgrade. The Explorer card also comes with the Luxury Hotel and Resort Collection benefit. Now this is a network of over 900 luxury properties all around the world that consist of some of the top brands like the Ritz-Carlton, St. Regis. And what this does is it gives you elite-like benefits at these properties. So you can get things like free breakfast, upgrades, late checkout. You can even get free Wi-Fi and special amenities at these properties, which helps you to have a more luxurious stay. And it's great if you don't have elite status with any of these programs. Now, American Express also has their own program called the FHR, and I've done a video on that, which you should check out. And I've personally found that to be a little bit more rewarding than this program, but both can offer you some great perks. The next benefit is a huge benefit, which is primary rental car coverage. It is still pretty rare for credit cards to offer primary rental car coverage, so this is definitely a unique and valuable perk. And what this does is it allows you to avoid messing around with your auto insurance company at all when you are involved in a collision. So that means that you don't have to worry about dealing with your insurance company. You don't have to worry about potentially increasing your monthly premiums or any kind of associated fees. So this can actually save you a lot of money in that regard, but it also can save you money because you don't have to pay for the rental car insurance with the rental car company. Now, in fact, you want to make sure to decline any collision damage waiver offered by the rental car company because you could end up losing your coverage if you accept what they offer. So next I'm going to talk about the travel protections and the purchase protections offered by this card, which are some of the best. The first benefit is trip cancellation and trip interruption. So trip cancellation is basically when you miss out on prepaid travel expenses, like maybe you purchased a cruise or maybe you purchased prepaid hotel stays, and let's say some really bad weather came up or you got really sick and now you can't go. In a lot of cases, you may lose out on that money, but if you purchase those with the Explorer card, you can actually get reimbursed for those. And the card will reimburse you for up to $1,500 per person and $6,000 per trip. The next is baggage delay insurance. Now this will allow you to go out and purchase clothes or toiletries, whatever that you might need if your baggage is delayed 6 hours or more. And this will cover you for up to 3 days, which is nice, but it's not quite on par with the Sapphire Preferred and Sapphire Reserve, which offer coverage of $100 for up to 5 days. It also offers lost luggage reimbursement, which will cover you for up to $3,000 per passenger for any lost luggage. The next benefit is a big one, which is trip delay reimbursement. So if your trip is delayed by 12 hours or more, you can get reimbursed for up to $500 per ticket. This is a huge benefit for a couple of reasons. The first is that if the delay is due to something like weather, the airlines aren't going to offer you anything because they basically exclude those situations from their liability, and there's really nothing that you can do in a lot of cases. The second is that even if it is their fault, like a mechanical failure, they may only offer you a stay at a contracted hotel or maybe a $100 hotel voucher, and maybe, yeah, they'll cover a couple of meals, but you're not going to get that much coverage, and it may not even be guaranteed. But with this card, you'll get up to $500 of coverage per ticket. That means that you could go out and you could stay at a nice hotel, you could go out and have a couple of meals, you could even splurge a little bit, and you'll still probably get reimbursed for those expenses. So now we're going to be getting into the purchase protections. So this perk is going to cover you up to $10,000 for damage or theft that happens to your new purchases within 120 days. Now only certain items apply, but $10,000 is a very high limit, and it's actually higher than the Sapphire Preferred and on par with the premium Sapphire Reserve. The Explorer card also offers extended warranty protection, so you can get 1 additional year added on to warranties of 3 years or less. Now Chase is a little bit stingy when it comes to extended warranties compared to, say, American Express, that has a much more robust extended warranty program. So if you're interested in that benefit, you may want to look at some Amex cards. So now let's talk about the annual fee of this card, which is $95. Normally this annual fee is waived the first year, but there are some offers that have come out that have not waived it. But generally you can expect for the annual fee to be waived. And as I've shown already, there are so many benefits that can easily offset this fee. You've got over $100 worth of value from the lounge access. You have the value from the free checked baggage, which can easily climb to a few $100s depending on how often you use it. You have the purchase and travel protections, primary rental car insurance, luxury hotel program, increased award inventory, and potential upgrades. So this card is really just jam-packed with value, and if you fly United regularly or even semi-regularly, I think this card is just an amazing card to get. So that's it for the United Explorer card. I hope that this video helped you to better understand the value that this card has to offer, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and to check out some of the links below.